Hello my gorgeous people, my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and these are your weekly horoscope tarot card readings, and they are for the water signs of zodiac, which are Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces, and it's in between the 10th and the 16th of May 2021. So this weekly horoscope tarot card forecast is for the water signs of the zodiac, which is Cancerini, Scorpioni and my gorgeous Piscelini. And of course I'm going to start with my gorgeous, with my ever so precious, my beautiful Cancerini. My gorgeous Cancerini, this is a quite powerful week when it comes to you indeed. Just pay attention to how you feel within the first 3 days, because within the first 3 days this week, at the same time, what you feel is going to kind of bring you down. And what is going to bring you down is going to make you feel like a little bit negative. What is going to make you feel a little bit negative is going to kind of make you to kind of withdraw yourself in a little bit, which means that we are talking about a rather important and powerful hermit moment that you're going to have. You know how many times I said how powerful hermit moments are, because they help us to connect and reconnect with our own selves on the highest level of our own spirituality, because our subconscious mind literally takes over and we are feeling a little bit strange, we are feeling a little bit unusual, we are feeling a little bit down, a little bit different, but then at the same time, you know, a bit of Twilight Zone-ish indeed, but at the same time, you need to know that something very, very specific is going to come to the surface, something very important is going to become quite evident. You are going to recognize a very specific part of yourself that you are going to find very, very useful indeed, because that specific part of yourself that you are going to recognize, it's so significant when it comes to the next step, when it comes to the next steps, and when it comes to an important revelation you are going to have within the last 2 days this week. And this is going to make sense so much, and it's going to work out so beautifully for you, because it's going to start the process of your own transformation, because suddenly you're going to feel very strongly connected to the certain path that you wouldn't normally feel connected to. And this is really magical time of this year, because what are you going to start? At the same time, you're going to start the progress and the process, and without even realizing, you are going to plant also quite powerful a little seed. And I say little seed because you're not even gonna realize that you're actually doing it. It's going to take 17 weeks, 17. Within the next 17 weeks, this is something that it's going to be on your mind, and it's going to grow. Every day it's gonna grow. Every day it's gonna become more important. Every day it's gonna become more significant, and more so, things around this particular subject are going to also become highlighted. You know, more and more you're gonna find out about this. This is so significant, and it's showing that you are reaching the full circle when it comes to your spiritual journey. This is nothing unusual, because few other signs are also reaching their own full circle at this very moment in time, because the energy is going to be absolutely beautiful, and it's also going to give you courage, because you're going to deal with the situation that was really bothering you, and you will want to know about that situation more. You will want to find out a bit more, and you are going to gain the necessary knowledge. And once you gain the necessary knowledge, you will know you will know exactly what do you need to accept for what it is, you know. And it's important to accept and embrace your inner majesty at the same time, because that moment in time, it's going to be remarkable, because it is actually going to put you on the path which is going to bring you so much opportunities over the next few weeks. But you need to understand that you need to pay attention to those things that you find very attractive, that you don't normally find attractive, those things that are like in between the lines, because your third psychic eye is going to be rather open throughout this week, and that in itself is just going to help you to connect and reconnect to things around you in a different way. So therefore, you're going to find out something really interesting. It's going to kind of surprise you, but then on another hand, you will know exactly what to do when it comes to the certain negotiation. You are going to have a very very powerful negotiation this week, my gorgeous Cancerini, and I'm so happy for you because this negotiation is pretty much so to do with things that have been slowing you down over the last 12 months in particular, but also about seeing things at the end of the tunnel, seeing beautiful light at the end of the tunnel, which is going to just take over. And once you're able to see the beautiful light at the end of the tunnel, the whole tunnel is going to become absolutely remarkable. And the things that you're going to see along the way are those things that I'm talking about that you're going to feel kind of attracted to. You will want to inspect, you will want to explore, you will want to find out as much as you can. And trust me, things that you're going to feel connected to, they're not coming just, oh yeah, out of the blue, I just feel like this, feel like that. No, baby, no. It's just something that you need to pay attention to. It's important because it's a very integral part of your spiritual journey. Let me tell you, that negotiation that I've mentioned earlier, it's absolutely so important, which means it's going to be quite successful and very victorious, and it's even kind of going to reflect on you in so many different ways when it comes to your energy, when it comes to your excitement, when it comes to your self-esteem, when it comes to your courage. It's all going to be absolutely lightened up so beautifully and so nicely, and it's going to be very much so relevant over the next few weeks when it comes to you finding yourself facing rather daring situation, and the courage that you're going to find at the same time to go along those lines and to do things that you actually want to do. On another hand, negotiation, you can also use this both ways. You see, negotiation also means that if you want to discuss something important, if you want to kind of meet up with significant people, if you want to work on certain problems, do it now. Okay, because if you do it this week, I'm not saying it's not going to work normally, but this week you are just going to go with this vibration, which is at the same time, on one hand is going to give you courage, but on another hand it's going to reflect on every single part of you. You're going to be awakened like there is no tomorrow. Not only you will do the right thing, but you're going to just do something very, very specific, that is literally going to start the journey, an important journey, my gorgeous Cancer. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. You are going to kind of work on a certain delay, some kind of delay that caused lots of problems. It caused lots of confusion. It slowed you down. It even reflected on your health. Because it kind of made you feel a little bit negative. And then our thinking is energy, our mind is energy. Every single word in our mind is energy. This is all really important, of course, because you are going to have a resolution of a problem. It's about the conclusion, my gorgeous Cancerini, and this problem, I'm talking about something that was really draining the energy out of you over the last 3 months in particular. Very strongly, and sometimes we don't even realize how much the energy is actually drained within us, but it affects us, it affects our way of planning, it affects our way of thinking, but only when we reach such important stages in our life, important points in our life, we know how much we were actually affected. Give a credit to yourself. It's very important to think about work-life balance. Give a credit to yourself, and also listen to your body. Your body is going to be communicating to you like there is no tomorrow. I said to you before, if your leg is hurting, then do the exercises around your leg, or try to do a bit more with try to find out why is your leg hurting, for example, but it's more to do with the exercising and you paying attention to this at this very moment in time. If something is hurting you here, for example, oh, you can't move properly like this, then that means that you need to do that relevant exercise. So it's very important to listen to your body, but at the same time it's very important to take lots of water and drink lots of water, because it's going to help you to flush out the toxins out of the system throughout the week, which is going to be rather important, and it's going to re-energize you. Another thing I see, it's very important, my gorgeous Cancerini, when it comes to the actual a little bit of calcium, just make sure that you're taking calcium, make sure that you're taking natural vitamin D, make sure that you're taking magnesium and zinc at the same time. All these supplements need to be natural. okay? Because natural is the best against any unnecessary additives and things like that. And this is going to help you so much when it comes to your sensitive bones, because your bones and your skeleton in general is going to be sensitive. So this is something that you should be paying attention to indeed. On another hand, you know, it's all about the resolution of the huge, massive problem that you are actually going to have. It's about conclusion, which is going to bring you solace, which is going to bring you beautiful healing. You will know exactly what healing I'm talking about once you reach that important moment, because you know it's about you feeling very, very, oh yeah, satisfactory result indeed. And this is going to reflect on you feeling very beautiful fulfillment in your lives. Yes, it's about a compromise. Again, this goes both ways. You are going to have a very successful compromise. Use this energy to the best of your ability. So if you need to go to look for work, go to expand yourself in that way, if you want to kind of have a promotion, you are going to be noticed. But especially if you start the process of compromising, you know, use this to the best of your ability. I'm telling you, it's important, because this energy is going to do you a wonder when it comes to any type of compromise. So you need to use it wisely. On another hand, you know, it's just about the inspiration. This is all going to lead down towards the inspiration, an important point towards the end of the week, which is going to reflect on you, ooh la la, having a really important moment of your own personal transition. It's about your own change. It's about you changing things, moving on with your life, you know, focusing on those things that are making you feel bored. You will see exactly what your life slowly came to an end with. And this is very, very precious moment in time, because it's going to give you the ability to cut certain things out of your life that no longer serve you. With the amount of bravery, energy and positivity that you're going to have, nothing is going to stop you, my gorgeous Cancerini, whatsoever. You are going to surprise yourself as well, and surprise that you're going to have, there is going to be a nice little present in there, because you are going to learn about a very, very special and beautiful ability about yourself, my gorgeous Cancerini. And I like this so much, because I know that it's about to change your life. So just pay attention to those things that are making you feel bored, because those things are important, because they slowly came to an end karmically. So it's up to you to realize what this is. On another hand, it's about an abandonment. It's about a little sacrifice that you're going to need to make at the same time. But this is about your own readjustment, really, which is going to lead towards your own regeneration and towards your own rebirth at the same time. For somebody very special in your life, it's also going to give you a very, very significant message about them and about their excitement and their happiness and about their their certain path. But there you're also going to get a certain idea that in itself is going to answer your own question that you had for a while, and that is most certainly going to be the beautiful, important green light that you are going to be become aware of. Time to move on, most certainly indeed. And people around you are going to play an important role when it comes to you this week, my gorgeous Cancerini, indeed. And somebody is also going to surprise you. The certain person that you haven't heard of or heard from in a long time, it's going to surprise you. At the same time, pay attention to synchronicity. If you see any numbers repeating, like for example number 777, okay, or if you see number 555, any combination of these numbers, if you're seeing repeating, you need to almost immediately pay attention to this synchronicity and see what's on your mind. That on your mind is going to be answered very soon, very shortly. This is what this synchronicity means. It's important. It's about you moving on the next stage of your life. But at the same time, it's going to show you the time that very soon after that, the new directions are going to be revealed, and you're going to feel something within, something very strong and powerful and very, very significant and unique, and you will know that this is your sign. So it's important time, important week to pay attention to these synchronicities, my gorgeous Cancerinis, so you can make and you can get the most out of it. Okay, so now I'm just going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week, if I find them, specific tarot cards. Where is it? Sorry, here. Cancerini, 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 palapam. Here. So now I'm just going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week, my gorgeous Cancerini. What is going to be a tarot card of the week? Oh Lord, Ten of Swords. You see this? Now it's important because you are going to become aware of somebody very, very not good. So be careful, have your eyes open. And if somebody's like really weird, if somebody's really dodgy, if somebody's really bizarre around you, please do not kind of like do anything, you know. It's like almost like to do with the finances, it's to do with the financial securities, maybe it's to do with like you like kind of doing things or wanting to do with things. Somehow it's connected to the finances, but it's also connected to the fact that you're going to become aware of the person. Somebody is around you who's not really who they claim that they are, and I would be like, bye baby, you know. It's like not really a good person, but you are going to become aware of that person. It's something quite deceptive, something not quite right, something not quite honest. So if you're working on something and you need this particular person specifically like kind of to help you, or you need them for whichever way, something is going to be within you like, oh no, this person is not right. So maybe you should just pay attention to this. It's very important indeed. And on another hand, you need to understand, my gorgeous Cancerini, you need to release the blockages. There's certain blockages that are creating like a mental blockages around you, spiritual blockages around you that are kind of like a clouding thing. So you need to pay attention to really throughout this week what is like kind of like really kind of creating, making you feel really negative, making you feel really low and bringing you down when it comes to your own kind of life. You know, you're gonna find yourself like being like a kind of like almost like feeling like in a little box, but then there is so much that you can do about it. There is so much that you can kind of realize about it at the same time. So you need to see what is creating blockage, because it's very important, because one particular blockage also slowly it's affecting your confidence and it's affecting your self-esteem, and it's all about you stepping forward, and it's all about you choosing new direction. It's all about you being really open-minded, and it's at the same time important to follow your own intuition like there is no tomorrow. You see this Nine of Swords and Nine of Swords, my Lord. You see Nine of Swords now here as well. It's all about releasing yourself from the situation that no longer serve you, my gorgeous Cancerini. It is very, very important, you know. And I'm talking about really inspiration, you know, at the same time, because as soon as you do this, you know, you will actually become aware of a mind-blowing opportunity. This is what is all boiling down to, my gorgeous Cancerini. A mind-blowing opportunity which is going to require from you to have patience, to keep going, to be persistent, and to work one step at a time. This is something that you can't really rush too much, but most certainly you are going to become aware of this really important sacred path. I really like it. I really like it so much. So now, my gorgeous Cancerini, I'm just going to shuffle these oracle cards, and I'm going to see what is going to be an oracle card of the week. My gorgeous Cancerini, what is going to be an oracle card of the week? Abundance. You have what it takes. Just remember, my gorgeous Cancerini, you have what it takes. You will be facing the problem, you will be facing a certain person, and they will be maybe a little bit negative in energy, and they will be draining your energy a little bit. And do not let them to cloud your mind. Do not let them to push you off the way. Do not let them to push you off the path. You have what it takes to do what you want to do. This is a very important moment in time, my gorgeous Cancerini. And as soon as you do that, you're going to find yourself in a little adventure. You're going to find yourself on a certain path that you're going to enjoy yourself so much, and it's going to become like an adventure. And just remember, it's about you just allowing yourself to be you, and at the same time it's to you allowing yourself to trust yourself. So when somebody kind of brings you down and make you feel really negative, just remember that there is a very important adventure going to come up, but you just need to give to yourself to that spiritual credit by following your own path and listening to your own intuition, because your third psychic eye is going to be wide open indeed. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous Scorpione. I'm just going to have a little bit of waterini. Water. My gorgeous Scorpione, I'm just going to have a little bit of water. Sorry. Scorpione, 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 papapara, papara, papapara, papara. My gorgeous Scorpione, you just need to understand, you need to raise your vibrations. You are going to have a mind-blowing moment in time this week. Oh my God. First of all, you're going to have a bizarre moment. You will know that you have been visited again from somebody somewhere else. You're going to be visited from the spirit, and there is going to be a very strong message that you are going to get out of it. It's not so much about being visited from the spirit. This is going to happen at around midnight, but it's not so much being visited by the spirit, but it's about the message that you're going to have at the same time. Something is going to be answered to you. This could happen in so many different ways. You could literally see the spirit, you could literally smell it, you could literally kind of sit on the side, but then when you look, they're not there. You could literally feel the temperature drops. It doesn't matter how this is actually going to happen, but the bottom line is that at that moment in time, you just need to pretty much paying attention to what is on your mind, what you have been thinking about. It's not so much being visited by the spirit, but it's so much about what you were focusing on at that very moment in time, because there is going to be a big mama confirmation that you are going to have. Huge, massive, enormous, bombastic confirmation you will have. This will be so important, and you will know exactly, the things that didn't make sense, they're going to start making sense. You will see what the power of the synchronicity can actually do, especially when it comes to the sign who is so powerful, who is so deep, who is very spiritual, who is able to kind of like change its spiritual forms in many different ways, purely through your own understanding and ability to connect and reconnect from somewhere completely different. You're very powerful, Scorpione, indeed. And this is what I'm saying, that through this synchronicity, when you're visited by this spirit, it's not about being visited by the spirit as such, but it's about the actual realization that you're going to have. Something is going to be confirmed to you, confirmation. Pay attention to what you were thinking at the time. Pay attention to what is blocking you, what is slowing you down, because at the same time you will release yourself, because something is blocking you down, something is slowing you down, something is preventing you to move forward, and you will see how such a little tiny little baby element of your life was actually affecting you. And this is important because our mind is powerful, our thoughts are powerful, our way of thinking is powerful, our words are powerful. People sometimes don't understand that every single thing that we do is energy. We are the energy, we are the universe. If you just kind of be low, and if you're bringing yourself down, this is exactly what you're going to bring yourself on. So that's why this is the time, this is an important time when you will know exactly what to do. But most certainly you are going to move forward, and you're going to become aware of the next steps which you're going to do. This is very, very important, because by the time you get to the end of the week, my gorgeous Scorpione, by the time you get to the end of the week, you will just know that your life is slowly going to start changing, step by step, my little babies, step by step indeed. But the most important is to become aware of this realization, and once you do this, so much is going to start changing. You also, this is going to be weird what I'm going to say, but try to kind of return to the nature, try to return to the natural products, try to return to the to the natural things, you know, in life. Like try to eat as healthy as you possibly can. I know it's like, I'm not saying you're not eating healthy, but I'm just maybe reminding you, if that's the better word, like the more you kind of eat healthy, this is more kind of helping you to connect and reconnect with the nature, and that is going to increase your vibrancy, and your vibrancy is going to increase your understanding, and you are going to become much sharper. And once you become much sharper, you're going to become aware of the things that are very close to you that you weren't be aware before. But it's also about being very psychic throughout this week and being able to actually read in between the lines, like, oh my God, you know, it is the power of manifestation that is going to be mind-blowing. Listen to me very carefully, please, this is important. The power of the manifestation is going to be on fire, like Big Mama, like full on, like, oh my Lord. The power of manifestation, please, I hope you understand this. It's important throughout this week, like the more optimistic you feel when you think about yourself and when you think about your future, be very optimistic, and this is exactly very thing that you are going to bring yourself on. And at the same time, it's going to start the process of manifestation. I can't tell you what this process of manifestation is exactly going to be when it comes to your specific spiritual paths, but this is why it's important to be optimistic and to think optimistically throughout this week, because there is a very important sacred, my Lord, moment that you're gonna have when you're gonna start a certain manifestation. And you know what, it's gonna start with a little confrontation with you and somebody else, like maybe a little bit of bitter taste in your mouth, but at the same time you will know that you're gonna find yourself being indecisive, and this is the time when this is gonna come up that you need to pay attention to. Oh my God, so important, like there is no tomorrow, my gorgeous Scorpioni. On another hand, do you know what? Why would you think that you have a bad luck, negative luck? What are specific parts of your life that you think that you had a bad luck so far? And I am going down, I'm going back, I'm going down, I'm going back, I'm going down, that's, no, I'm going back now, within the last 10 months in particularly, within the last 10 months, you know, you have been affected by the certain energies, and this energy have kind of like made things a little bit clouding when it comes to you putting the certain stops in between you and locking certain doors in between you, but just thinking that you're having a bad luck. You need to let it go, baby. You need to let this go. You need to release this. What you thought that it was a bad luck when it comes to you, now it's going to have a spiritual flip-flop moment, which is going to be your turning point, which means that you're going to find yourself like, this is why it's so wonderful to actually work with this week. I say work with this week. Every single day you do something different, and as I said before, it's going to bring you another spiritual domino. Another part of you is going to be highlighted that you should be paying attention to, because without you planning, you are going to do something magical, something wonderful. You're going to kind of like decide to go to that point somewhere, and then you're just going to find yourself, you know, you will go to that point number 7, and then you will just find yourself on the point number 77, you know, just out of the blue, without thinking, without planning. Now this is the Big Mama I'm talking about, because without realizing, you're gonna find yourself in a situation with no planning, my baby, but it's going to bring you success. It's going to help you to work with a certain obstacle that was really annoying in your life, annoying you, but it's also going to lead you towards the success. Just remember, it's a wheel of fortune moment. You're going to become aware of, you're going to find yourself in this, within this specific group, or maybe with a certain person, or maybe even by yourself. But what is actually going to happen, it's going to be required from you. You're going to be surprised, very surprising situation moment you're going to have, but you're going to respond in an absolutely remarkable way. And that response is going to become your turning point, because on one hand, you know, you're going to realize something really important. On another hand, your eyes are going to be open, and then again some kind of option is going to become absolutely evident to you almost immediately. And this is to do with the time of your life that you have been so discouraged, you know, to do something, to move forward in order to make the necessary steps. But at the same time, it's about the hope, it's about the faith, it's about the excitement, it's about the positive energy, and it's about very vibrant energy at the same time. But most importantly, about the very bright prospects, you know, that are going to help you and the people that are very dear to you, the people that are very very important to you. Above all, trust your own instincts and follow your own instincts, follow your own path, but letting your uniqueness to come out, because by the end of this week you are going to be showered literally by very, very bright prospects, with unlimited possibilities that you wouldn't even dream of before. So this is something that I'm talking about a whole world of new possibilities that you wouldn't be aware of before. Okay, so now also, I really like it because this week it's going to bring a passion within you. This week is going to bring a confidence within you. This week is going to bring you like a very important moment where you're going to become aware of some kind of event, but that event is going to require like immediate action. The little tricky trick, it's going to be like this event will be so important to you, but something is going to be so tricky and so strange about it that it's going to make you feel like, oh, you can do this, then you can do this at any other moment in time. No, baby, no. This event is most certainly going to require from you to immediate action, and you have to again trust your instincts. Stay focused, and this is to do with the very passionate part of your life, which is going to be released at the same time. On another hand, my gorgeous Scorpioni, it's about the success. This week you are going to really find yourself gaining things when it comes to overcoming obstacles, but also it's to do with the challenge and overcoming a very important challenge. This is brilliant because you're going to surprise yourself, but most importantly you're going to find yourself in an advanced, with your own victory and rather important negotiation. So you just need to remember that this week it's going to bring you mind-blowing negotiation, but at the same time, if you do need to kind of negotiate, this week would be a must, because the energy is going to be on your side, and most certainly you are going to work so much better. You're going to gain so much better out of this situation. So also, if you want to like kind of look for work, if you're looking for work, or if you're retired, for example, and you want to like expand yourself, think about the next step, what the next step would be. There is a lot that is going to be revealed just to you by focusing on things that are really kind of important part of your life, but they're very slow and they just need a little bit of your Vavumish magic, Vavumish power, Vavumish energy. We're all magical, we're all energy, we are all the universe. It's us, that's what we are, and it's all about allowing ourselves to reach the very high levels of our own subconsciousness, which reflect on our consciousness and everything around us. So it's important to pay attention to what we think, and also on another hand, it's interesting how you also have just kind of like a little bit of certain person, that maybe you're not going to be completely surprised about, but somebody, you're going to become aware of the certain deception, like a maybe dishonesty about a certain person in your life, that maybe will try to take an advantage of you. So you just need to kind of pay attention to who this is. But it's like kind of not going to surprise you, but it's most certainly going to confirm something very special, very unique, and very important to you at the same time. So now, my gorgeous Scorpioni, what am I going to do? I'm going to take for you, I'm going to take first like a tarot card out. So I'm going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week, my gorgeous Scorpioni. What is going to be a tarot card of the week? And of course that I'm talking about Christian. There's a spirit of Christian in this room. Christian is the spirit, and the Christian was the man who, when he was alive, he was like, again, like something very intuitive about him, something very professional about him, something very unique about him, something very beautiful about him. He was very gentle, he was very clever, he was very intelligent, he was very powerful, and I think that he came from somewhere really powerful as well. Something very beautiful and powerful about Christian, but also the ability to understand world and things, from a very spiritual angle. But then again, Christian was also very successful when it comes to every single level, every single part of his life. And Christian is the spirit who is with me right now, and a Christian is just trying to let you know that you just should pay attention to your immediate environment, pay attention to your home, do like a little bit of smudging, take a little bit of dry sage, maybe, for example. There are other things that you can do and use for the smudging, but most certainly do something to try to get rid of the negative energy in your within your environment, because it's going to help you so much, not only for that stale energy to go away, but this is going to reflect on you, the way you're going to think, the way you're going to reply to things, the way you're going to respond to things, you know, to your own energy. And Christian, just think that this is something that you should do, and it's going to help you on so many levels. And also Christian is saying right now that there is going to be a very important message that you're going to get, but you're going to have to look for it, dig a little bit deeper in order to realize what this message is. If you don't realize what this message is, then at the same time there is going to be some other moment in time when you're going to have this opportunity again, which means that the time is not right, because when you find out this, you will know that the time is right. Okay, so that was Christian, the spirit of Christian with me, and this is the message for Scorpioni. Okay, so now I'm just going to see what is your tarot card of the week. Sorry. Sorry, excuse me. King of Coins, my lord. You see this? This is just so important. I'm talking about the actual very significant opportunity. You know, you're going to have the situation where you're really going to need to be really brave. Very challenging situation. It's you about discussing something very important with someone, but then at the same time, it's just going to be like a little green light that you're going to have time to kind of like go forward, you know, with your life. But it's about a specific person who is really going to inspire you. There is an inspiration of the right person in your life, and that person is going to be directly responsible for you redirecting your life slightly, but in the most unique and specific way. You will do this in the most powerful way by listening to your own intuition. So someone is going to inspire you like there is no tomorrow, but that person is also going to be responsible for you paying attention to the certain part of you that you're kind of like ignoring, and it's also to do with your past that you need to bring in, and it's going to make your life even more powerful, even more colorful, even more excited, because it's just also going to bring the you know, it's going to affect your personal balance when things that are missing in your life are returned, you know, energetically and spiritually. It also helps you with your own insight when it comes to things now. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Scorpioni, I'm just going to see what is going to be your oracle card of the week. So now, thriving, you see, this is the time to show yourself, and it's time to prove your point. Please remember this. This week, you need to prove your point. This is very important, my gorgeous Scorpione, you know. Very important, because it's to do with your own, like, security, finances, financial situation, but also it's to do with a moment in time that is going to literally lead towards a miracle in your life. Important indeed. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous Piscelini. I'm sorry, Piscelini, I'm just going to have a little bit of water. Okay, because otherwise I am going to have a very sore throat, so you don't want me to cough. You don't want me to cough because I'll cough out cat fur ball. Somebody said this, it's so funny. Okay, I'm just going to have a little bit of water. Okay. Sorry, my gorgeous Piscelinis. Sorry, my gorgeous Piscelini, 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 Pisces, 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 Piscelini. Do you know what, my gorgeous Piscelini? You are going to have like the kind of situation to deal with that you really now you know it's time to kind of deal with, and it's to do most certainly with an unfinished business. An unfinished business, it's going to return into your life. It's the specific part of your life over the last 12 months that you did not think it's so important, that you did not think it's going to so affect you, that you did not think it's going to so influence you. But within the first 3 days this week, you will know exactly what this is, because you're going to be facing situation, you're going to be facing the problem that you will not really know what to do, but you will know at the same time that the answer to your problem is going to come directly from you realizing that that unfinished business over the last 12 months is just really going to become a main like a focal point for you, because that in itself it's almost going to be like the whole new direction. But it's all about you having this bravery in order to step into spotlight. And you will know that what you need to do, like from the beginning of the week, my gorgeous Piscelini, you need to communicate as much as you can. You need to express yourself as much as you can. You need to do as much as you can. But also, you know, you need to remember that you will be facing like a really situation at around the mid week where you're just gonna kind of think that you're like kind of not ready to go on the next step. But most certainly this is the bravery, this is the situation that I'm going to require from you to remember my words right now, my gorgeous Piscelini. If you don't jump in the water, you will never learn how to swim. As I said before, you're Piscelini, of course you know how to swim. Okay, it's very important, not only about jumping in the water, but it's about stepping into the unknown. Once you step into the unknown, the whole new world of possibility is going to be revealed to you. And most certainly, more especially by the end of the week, at around the end of the week, there is a very powerful opportunity that you're actually going to have with so many possibilities, you know. And this is also going to surprise you. And it's completely different to what I said at the beginning of this reading, because I said that this week is going to start with you really paying attention to this unfinished business, because this is not unfinished, and you will know what this is, and it's going to require from you to kind of return into that part of your past and bring it back here, because it's going to help you to work with things that are going on right now in your life. But most importantly, it's going to be directly responsible for the relevant insight that you're going to have at the same time, because where you're going to learn something very specific, this is going to lead towards the huge, massive, big mama, enormous learning experience within the first 3 or 4 days this week. It's really, really important. So it's to do with this unfinished business, but at the same time, pay attention to what is on your mind. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to what exactly you're thinking about every single time when you drift away, because that in itself, it's connected to the actual new directions in your life, but it's also connected to some kind of path that you're actually ignoring. Just remember, it's to do about the new directions being revealed, but also at the same time, it's about you having confidence, you know, with yourself and doing things. On another hand, you know, an unfinished business that I was talking about, it's so important. It's really important. You need to do this, and you must not kind of like keep on living it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this later, I'm gonna do this later, or maybe this is not the right thing for me to do, blah blah blah. No baby, no, because I can see that this is pretty much so very strongly relevant to you reaching a very powerful moment in your life. Not only the actual completion, but you know what comes with the actual completion? Success, enlightenment, realization, excitement. And this is all going to contribute towards you thinking in a certain way. And above all, it's going to re-energize you. And above all, it's going to open your eyes. It's going to be like an enlightening moment in time, my gorgeous Piscelinis, that you are going to have indeed. So it's about the actual success. So it's really worth to pay attention to, you know, this is going to come to you. This unfinished business moment, it's going to come to you. Whether it's going to come to you when you're thinking, whether you're just going to think about a certain part of your life, you know, it's just going going to literally come to you, but it's something that you need to pay attention to, and that in return, as a karmic reward, is going to turn into something completely different, and you're going to jump from this dimension to like a very much so very high, which means that it's going to reflect in your spiritual journey, and it's going to help you grow. It's going to help you to embark on an adventure that you wouldn't normally have, you know, and it's pretty much so to do with you being part of some kind of competition, but at the same time making sure that you avoid conflict. This is so important. Just remember this, that you are going to be facing the certain person or a certain group of people when you're going to feel like, oh, maybe confrontational, but I want you to understand, oh my God, it's so deep and it's so complex. If you respond in a negative way and you respond with a conflict, you know what, two wrongs don't make a right. You know, this is what I want you to understand. And I know it's a saying, like a simple saying, but two wrongs don't make a right. Yeah, but it's so true. And this is very often where people go wrong, when people choose the wrong path. You know, it's just like go above, rise above. Karmically, it's like a big mama. You know, you give so much spiritual petrol to yourself at the same time. So somebody's going to try to wind you up. You know, this is a bit of a challenging situation you're going to have this week, my gorgeous Piscelini. Somebody's going to kind of try to challenge you, and that in such a way where, you know, you just need to understand they're going to wind you up a little bit, but your job is to actually avoid this conflict as much as you can. By avoiding this conflict, you're also going to plant very important spiritual seeds about yourself, about your present, about your future, most importantly. Because this is the part of your like a little challenge that you need to have. Any kind of conflict that you come across, you know, hopefully they're not going to be too many, you know what I mean? I'm talking about one specific complex, one specific situation, conflict, you know, where you just need to remember to avoid this by rising above and thinking really optimistically. And what you're actually also going to become aware of someone's emotional immaturity. This is so important. At the time when you see the numbers like repeating, maybe numbers 3, not maybe, but numbers 3, 4, 4, 4, any combination of these numbers, when you see repeating, you just need to remember that a certain emotional immaturity is going to become known. It's going to become evident very soon after, very shortly after. So maybe you can see these numbers on your watch, maybe you can see this number on your clock, maybe you can see this number like, I don't know, on your computer, on your laptop. However you see this number, however you connect, you just need to know that very soon after that, you know, you also need to pay attention to what was on your mind when you see these numbers, because there is going to be the answer, you know, very, very unique, special answer to you, what to pay attention to, confirmation. But on another hand, more importantly, somebody's emotional immaturity is going to become obvious, and that for you it's going to be so big, because it's just going to kind of like oh my God, you know, like this, you're going to be like, oh my Lord moment. Things are going to start making sense. After somebody's emotional immaturity, you're going to start changing things a little bit, because that is going to change a picture a little bit. It's going to bring that missing little puzzle. But the difference with that last missing puzzle in your life, once it lands down, the whole picture, it's going to be like completely different to what you thought that it's going to be. And this is going to put you in the state of a subconscious mind, which is most certainly going to take over without you even thinking, because after that moment in time, you're going to dream a lot, you're going to want to meditate a little bit, you will kind of feel all sorts of ideas if you go into the nature and try to reconnect with the nature and things like that. It's going to have such a wonderful influence and impact at the same time on you, my gorgeous Piscelini. But it's most certainly going to be brilliant, because it's just going to kind of like help you realize something very special about yourself, something very unique about yourself, something that you can take on the like, oh my Lord, very high level. But most importantly, it's about the idea, my gorgeous Piscelinis. It's about the idea. Look, I will show you now. I'm just going to take this tarot card out. oracle, sorry, and I will see about this idea. I'm just going to connect to this particular idea, my gorgeous Piscelini. This particular idea that I was talking about, it's very, very important indeed, you see. And interesting that, you know, I mentioned earlier, like astral projection energy and things like that, but you just need to kind of, you're going to become aware of what to pay attention to, what to be cautious about, you see. This is something to do with you opening your eyes and trusting yourself, you know, and things like that. But what to be cautious about, you know, it's just going to kind of like reveal certain things to you. It's very important. And that, on another hand, it's going to lead towards you seeking the certain clarification as well. Seeking the certain clarification is important because it's going to come from your third psychic eye. It's going to come from somewhere deep within. So it's most certainly not something that you should actually be ignoring, my gorgeous Piscelini. Just remember, the past is in the present. You know, there is going to be an important connection with you and your past, where you are going to gain a quite strong and powerful insight, which is going to help you to open your eyes, but also it's going to help to move on with your life, because it's going to bring you the necessary insight into the situation in this week that is kind of slowing you down and draining your energy more than you can possibly imagine, you know. Also, on another hand, this is going to sound weird, but any kind of ritual that you can do, I know it sounds weird, but anything that you consider as a ritual, even if you can take like a dry sage, walk inside your home, burn a little bit of dry sage, and like close all the windows first, you know, make sure you smoke nicely everywhere, just make sure that you say like a little chant, or say like a little affirmation, say a little prayer, whatever it works with your unique spirit journey, you know, just do it. And just make sure that you smudge every single room in the house, my gorgeous Piscelini, and that in itself, it's going to be remarkable, because it's going to reflect on you so beautifully. And so at the end, of course, open the windows, and as this smoke goes away, if you smudge your home with a dry sage, so it's obviously very smoky, so when you open the windows, when the smoke goes away, at the same time you will know that this negative energy is going away, and this is going to have a really beautiful impact on you, and it's going to refresh you, and it's going to re-energize you, and it's something that is going to work so well for you. And this is also like a part of the ritual in particular, because you're clearing your space, and this is going to reflect on your own energy. If you feel like a drain 2 or 3 days later, you will know that, you know, you had a really big amount of negative energies accumulated within you, and this is nothing unusual, purely because of the things that you have been through over the last 24 months. So it's important to do this type of ritual for yourself. And then on another hand, what you also can do, like maybe burn a little candle, and just wait for this candle to finish burning until the end. But when you burn the candle at that moment in time, just try to connect by making a certain wish. Just remember, we are the energy, we are the universe, we are the power, we have got the power, we are the stars, we have got the power within us. We just need to allow the energy to flow freely by connecting and reconnecting within believing system. And that's when the energy is so powerful. When it comes to manifestation, it's something that you should do. And just make sure that you are thinking optimistically and positively throughout this week, because the power of manifestation is going to be very strong, my gorgeous Piscelini, above all, above everything else. Like everything that, you know, happened to you throughout this year so far, this is probably the most powerful week when it comes to your own manifestation. So you can use it wisely by trying to manifesting a little bit and bringing things into your life, you know, and things like that. So this is something I was going to say, but don't forget about a certain idea. There is a very important idea, my gorgeous Piscelini, that you are going to have, and it's something that you need to remember. Very, very important idea indeed. On another hand, this idea, it's going to be brilliant when it comes to those parts of your life that you're not paying attention to, and those parts of your life that you feel being very inactive about. There are certain things that you forgot to kind of pay attention to, and most certainly you should do this. It's important. Okay, very important indeed. This week is going to bring you an amazing moment where you're going to have a little bit of pause, you know, for reflection and insight. But what is actually going to come out of it, my gorgeous Piscelini, it's an awakening where you are going to be able to see things in a whole new light. and you will see how precious this life is. You will see how important this life is, and you will see how significant this life is, and you will know what your role in this life is, but also how short this life is. And I'm saying about the realization that, you know, you're 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Life goes like this. That's why I'm saying something is going to trigger within you, and you will realize how short this specific life is, and that is going to reflect on you in the most beautiful and spiritual way, because it's going to push you beautifully towards the path, towards doing something that you wanted to do in such a long time. But it's to do with a long moment, you know, it's to do with something very long, and you know, you need to take one step at a time. You know, you need to have a patience, and you need to just come to terms with it. These are the changes that you want to make. But it's important because it's going to give you so much ability, so much of your own ability to kind of come out. So remember, the last thing that I want to say is just about the actual temporary pause for reflection and insight that you're going to have. It's actually going to start the big process of awakening, where you're going to see things in a whole new light, and this is going to help you to embrace your uniqueness. You know, by the same time, you will know exactly which action you should go for, what you should do, what your next step is going to be. It's going to be revealed to you then and there. So it's great, absolutely amazing, my gorgeous Piscelini, indeed. So now, what am I going to do? I'm just going to where is it? Bye 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 ceiling, bye 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 ceiling, bye 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 bye. Bye 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 ceiling, bye 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 ceiling, bye 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 bye. Bye 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 ceiling, bye 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 ceiling, bye 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 bye. Bye 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 ceiling, bye 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 ceiling, bye 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 bye. Bye 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 ceiling, bye 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 ceiling, bye 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 bye. Bye 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 ceiling. My gorgeous Piscelini, just to raise your vibration when I'm singing this. At the same time, you're benefiting from this energy because you are raising your vibration at the same time, my gorgeous Piscelini, indeed. So now these are the tarot cards I was going to take out. Okay, so now I'm just going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week, my gorgeous Piscelini. What is going to be a tarot card of the week? Gareth, my lord, the spirit of Gareth is here. My gorgeous Piscelini, I have got the spirit of Gareth with me. Gareth, there was something unusual the way he died, something unexpected the way Gareth died. You know, it was expected, but it was like unexpected at the same time. Gareth lived his life to the full. Gareth absolutely loved his life. Gareth was also very clever, very intelligent, and he was doing something very specific, something that lots of people don't know how to do, or something that lots of people wouldn't be able to do, something that lots of people wouldn't be able to connect. Gareth was also quite quirky and unique the way he was dressing, and maybe something was very unique and quirky about his style as well. Maybe something to do with his leg and to do with his knee at the same time. And also Gareth liked, you know, enjoying his life. You know, if I can say like that, Gareth liked enjoying his life. Gareth is the spirit that is with me right now, and the Gareth is now again trying to let you know that you actually are having a very important moment this week, my gorgeous Piscelini. This is why Gareth, the spirit of Gareth is here. You are gonna have an opportunity of a lifetime without even realizing how important this opportunity is, but you just need to allow your uniqueness to come out. You need to do things that you want to do. This is going to be so amazing, because this week is just going to bring something very important within you. You're going to feel something, you're going to sense something, you're going to have a strong confirmation from a much higher angle, and this is nothing unusual when it comes to reaching a full circle. You are going to have an opportunity of your lifetime as well at the same moment in time when you become aware of your own accomplishment. Very soon after, there is going to be an opportunity of a lifetime, but then again at the same time, You just need to allow your uniqueness to shine. This is what Gareth is actually saying. And Gareth also is connected to person with letter T, and it's also connected to person with letter D. Or these letters are very significant when it comes to Gareth as well. But it's the opportunity of a lifetime. And also, just make sure you understand that basically when kind of you have the certain idea, Gareth is also highlighting the idea, the importance of the idea that I've before mentioned, because this idea, it's going to reflect on the most important continuation of your life. Thank you, Gareth. Okay, so now I'm just shuffling these tarot cards, and I'm just going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week, my gorgeous Piscelini. Oh my Lord, 8 of Swords. You see, I'm getting like so many swords, and this is nothing unusual, you know. But at the same time, I just want you to understand that now it's the time to actually do something about things really that you're unhappy about. You take this card as something very positive, because it's showing the ability, the sign that it's time to really focus on those things that you are actually very unhappy about, because you are going to be able to see them in a whole new light. This is important because at the same time it's just going to redirect you slightly, redirect you on the path where you should be, redirect you on the path that you have been before, but then something happened in between and it's just slightly maybe kind of affected you and you changed your mind. So this is going to be really important when it comes to you realizing a quite powerful time for you, my gorgeous Piscelini. But then at the same time, you know, your past is going to be very, very important. Pay attention to your past, my gorgeous Piscelini, because through your past you're also going to have an answer. How long is actually something roughly going to take, but then at the same time you know how to deal with the specific situations that are bringing you down and making you feel like you're not moving on with life. You know, it's important week for you, my gorgeous Piscelini, indeed. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love you all so much. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.